Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Empyrion Galactic Survival episode 38. I'm Igneous, and today we're looking at hover vessels because we had a little bit of luck with one of our newest hover vessels, the Bumblebee. This guy right here. We were using it in the last episode and we were talking about it, but you never really got a chance to see it because it was dark every time we were looking in that direction, so I decided to give you an opportunity to look at it when it's just sitting here by itself. Oh no. It's not meant to go underwater. We get the idea. The whole thing sprung up from an idea. I wanted a little hover vessel that I could take to various different points of interest that had turrets so it could defend itself from drones and I didn't have to worry about it, and that was heavily armored enough that I didn't have to worry about the stuff inside eventually getting destroyed if the drones did get the guns off and they just started burrowing holes in the hull. The thing that surprised me is that it did such a good job traversing over the terrain, because that was the main stopping point for our previous hover vessels, is that we would get into the terrain and it would start lobbing us way up in the air, or we would get stuck on silly little things, and it wasn't an effective way to get around. That's the bottom line. So after having experimented with this guy and gone around to a couple of points of interest, I went around and did a little bit of mining in this thing because I definitely needed more magnesium. I decided that it was maybe a good time to do an actual serious hover vessel. So that's when we came up with this guy. This is the Adder, and it's thusly named because as I was finishing the exterior design... Oh, look, it's starting to slide across the deck. Quit it. As I was starting to finish the exterior design, it was starting to look more and more like the head of a snake. And so I decided if that's how it's going to start looking, then we might as well, play it up a little bit and see what we can come up with. And I'm pretty happy with the aesthetic. This is another one of my builds that has no glass in the cockpit. It's one of the isolated single-seat control seats for smaller vessels. And it has no glass because glass is kind of wimpy. I think we should probably hop into this guy and stop it from sliding along. I mean, if this is the worst it's going to do in terms of behavior, I'm pretty okay with it. Now what we need to do is, I've got the thrusters all grouped so that I can turn them off and save fuel. If we're stopped outside of a certain place and we want to keep things on like the fridges and the turrets and stuff like that, we can do that. We can turn off the thrusters and save fuel. But before we get too far involved in the interior, we're going to take a little bit of a look at the exterior. We've got 3 minigun turrets, just like the Bumblebee. It had 3. We have 3 on here. And we have the artillery cannon. Now, this is one of the things that I missed from the small vessels, is you can't mount turrets on the small vessels, and that includes the artillery cannon, which is actually really a lot of fun for stripping the turrets off of enemy structures. So we got that guy back on there. We've got a lot more thrust potential in this design. It's still really sluggish to change direction. Once you get going in a direction, to try and change that direction it's not a rapid process. And that's kind of one of the drawbacks to hover vehicles in general. The ones that are in service in today's environment, they aren't about turning on a dime. They're more about moving fast in one direction and thinking long and hard way before they need to start making a turn, when they're going to have to turn, so they can start making it in plenty of time to get it done. So that's going to be the nature of this guy, is, get up to speed and enjoy it while you can, but watch out for the things way in the distance, because those are the ones you're going to have to start turning to avoid. It's got plenty of light on it. 2 spotlights facing front, 1 on either side facing to the side, obviously. And then, of course, we've got the interior, which is closed by the manual doors. For some reason, I remember being able to equip small vessels and hover vessels with automatic doors. Those may have gone away, but we do have these manual doors that we can use. It's a little more spacious than the Bumblebee. The Bumblebee interior compartment was tiny, absolutely tiny, and if you wanted to add anything more to it, to customize it, more storage, more whatever, pain in the butt. I specifically designed this to be not so much of a pain in the butt. We've got a couple of storage containers, O2 station, 5 oxygen tanks, and then we've got 2 fridges, 2 more cargo containers, and look at all the empty space here that you can fill with other things. And if you need more empty space, you can get rid of these 45-degree blocks and you'd have two by three, a 6-block opening there, and you can do the same thing over here for another 6 blocks. Tons and tons of extra space. In here, in amongst the majority of the armor, we have our fuel tanks, which currently this thing has got, I think, 1,500 minutes worth of fuel, so we're doing all right. That's when it's moving. And we've got 4 small ammo boxes so that we can keep this guy shooting for as long as possible. We've got ammunition. The last 3 cargo boxes have been ammunition for the minigun turrets, and then this one here we've got artillery shells. That's plenty of artillery shells, unless we're missing an awful lot. And then over here, we've got backup ammunition and explosives for our hand weapons. The last episode was kind of embarrassing. We ran out of ammunition for 2 out of our 4 guns, which is not really a good situation to be in. It's not so bad if you can run back out to the vehicle that got you where you are and resupply with some of the stuff that you have in storage. So we've got plenty of ammunition for our plasma cannon, the epic plasma cannon that we used to take out those 2 turrets in the last episode. Shotgun shells, pistol ammunition, assault rifle ammunition. I don't have an extra stack of sniper rifle ammunition because 237 bullets for the sniper rifle is an awful lot. And again, the explosive device, I haven't used these yet. I don't know if they toss like a grenade or if you have to be right up close to attach them to something, but you can see in the tooltip, it says you add to the toolbar and press left mouse button to attach to a surface. It will explode after 8 seconds. So we're gonna have some fun with that, I hope, at some point in the future. Having said all of that now, we've looked at the outside, we've looked at the inside. All that's left to do is take it out for a little bit of a run and see what we can do that might be fun and interesting. And the idea that I have in mind is we're going to head over to the Xenu Power Station, Mark 1. This is the abandoned factory where we were for the last episode. I've cleared it out. All of the deco stuff, all of the containers are emptied. And then we have also this Xenu Armory, which I was hoping was untouched. Like we had just gotten close enough to pick it up on our sensors and mark it on the map. But we had it, unfortunately, we've already cleared it out. So the only place I could think of on short order that we can go where there's at least 1 turret that we can abuse with our artillery cannon is the power station. We're going to head out there with our guns turned off to save ammunition. I hate wasting ammunition on fauna that happens to get close enough to our vehicle when we're in transit. And you're going to be able to see how the new hover vessels work over terrain like this. You can see we've got a kind of rough terrain over here, and then we've got 2 big mountain ridges to cross over, and then another ridge here, and then we'll be in the flatlands where we can open it up a little bit, cross over past the factory, and then down to the power station. It could be a fun run. Close the door. Manually close the door. Just going to make sure... Yeah, did I put... Yes, I've got extra food in the fridge. That's a big one. You don't want to be out there and run out of food. There's space oranges all over the damn place. I'll show you them. They don't give you a lot of satisfaction, I guess you could say. They don't recover a lot of hunger when you consume them, but there are so many of them. As long as you've got food pills to get rid of food poisoning, I think you could probably get by just on the orchards themselves. So this would previously probably throw us around a little bit, just this little ridge. And now we just kind of glide right over top. And we do get hung up on the terrain a little bit from time to time. But the little ridges, the ones that you wish you could just kind of flop right over and not have to worry about, are much more manageable now. And like I said in the last episode when we were talking about the Bumblebee, I don't know if this is because I finally got the location of the hover engines set up properly, or if there were changes made to the tuning of the game that caused them to be a little bit more forgiving with the catastrophic failures lobbing us up into the air. You can see this is kind of an aggressive rise, and if we're willing to invest a little bit of back and forth, use our boost a little bit to do some hopping, we can get over it. Now obviously if you're looking for the one-stop, no speed bumps whatsoever, then this isn't ideal. But if you're looking at getting a vessel on target that's cheap on fuel, very well armed to protect itself and do what you need it to do, without wasting all of your fuel, this is a pretty good one. So you see we did eventually make it over. that ridge. And with any luck, the rest will be a little bit easier. I don't think I want to try and keep myself going along the center of that ridge, but we can go over here. Just because we can take the slightly more aggressive path doesn't mean that's what we always want to do. I noticed you can see I'm kind of tilted to the left. That happens from time to time if you just get caught on something a little bit on one side of the vessel. It'll kind of tilt you, and then it's sort of a pain in the butt to recover from. But it's still a far cry from what it used to be. And there's the giant lake that we saw on the map. And we just have to do a little bit of wiggling to get over this last sort of hump. Do a little jump with the boost. A little more wiggling. There we go. That might be it. And then we just cruise right on down. And again, we don't have to worry about getting flung up in the air, which was especially painful when you were in range of enemy turrets. And my running joke of skeet shooting for the enemy. There's the power station up ahead on the side of that ridge, just above our crosshairs there. We're going to move up a little off to the side so that we can get a bead on the one remaining turret on this guy. And then if we can clear that away without too much of a fight, then we can move in and see if we can't find any decent loot in there. I don't expect that we will, but you never really know. So one of the things that we have to do is we're just going to kind of carefully move up a little bit, and we're going to lower the ship. We're going to turn off the thrusters. We're going to turn on the miniguns because we've got those arachnids walking around, and a very good chance of drones in the area. It says we have 4 miniguns, but that's because I removed one and replaced it, and it didn't count the one that was missing. Not that big of a deal. The miniguns, they see the arachnids. And because we have all of the ammunition for all of the guns, we'll do the sloppy scope version there. And we're going to jump up here. And we're going to see what we've got. We've got a drone. There's the turret that we need to take care of. That's what they're shooting at. There we go. They're doing their job. I just wish they would be a little more quiet. So that's the turret we need to take out. It's basically... because if you're looking at it from this sort of viewpoint, it's really tough to tell what the hell you're shooting at. But if you can kind of get an idea of where it is relative to other landmarks and other angles and shapes and stuff like that, it's a little bit easier. We'll take that guy out. There's a drone there that the turrets will take care of if they start to become problematic. Make sure this is closed. There we go. It took a little bit more than I thought it would, but we're still in good shape. We've got plenty of ammunition, we've got plenty of fuel, plenty of oxygen, and plenty of food. So we're going to push up on this guy and see if we've got everything under control. There's still a drone up there, so we're going to leave the miniguns on. Thrusters are go. Oh crap. I didn't want that active at all. No, we I guess did a good job of taking care of those guys, but we didn't want it to on its own. I was going to use it to get rid of the spawn pad. But since it's not behaving, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. You know what we need? We need something. Aside from getting into our ship, we need some of these. Take some explosives with us, and we're going to try them out. There's a cactus there. You can harvest those. Normally they don't float up in the air like that, but they're, you know, they're doing their thing. We have number 7. Now, can I throw this? Or do I have to get right up close? I have to get right up close. I'll take it. That's awfully damn potent. We'll have to keep that in mind for future adventures. You. I'm not even going down the sights for that one. Jerk face. Looking for those spawners. Look at that. We just ripped open the front section of this place trying to get that turret. But it's gone. Oh, look at that guy. Scared the crap out of me. Alright, we're gonna move up and try and get the spawner. Damn it! There's gotta be a spawner around here somewhere. We should reload before we advance. I hear the robots, and there could well be turrets as well. Yeah. Because it's really fun. Oh. That guy was sneaky, or was oh there were 2 in the look at that. They were cheating. 2 in the space of 1. There goes their spawner. What have we got? We have that's not bad. That's kind of that's one of the most expensive pieces to make because of the materials that you need. So we got some food and we've got some high-end components out of that guy. We'll take it. And we're just gonna check. Make sure there's nothing that we're missing. These are kind of terrifying. Look at this guy. It's alien plasma. It's something that you gather from it. It won't attack you as far as I know. That's got that little mandible, or not mandible, like the proboscis sticking, and it wiggles. It's just terrifying. I don't know what to do. Take these guys. Yeah, 3 electronics, 5 metal components, and 2 computers. That's it for those gigantic satellite dishes. But now there are gigantic satellite dishes, and this place is done. So next episode, ow, don't do that. Next episode, I think what I'm going to do, and I promised this last episode, but I got carried away building the hover. I'm going to take a quick tour of the planet, make sure that, first of all, I've got all the resources that I want out of it. We need more promethium. We need a lot more promethium. We're going to make sure that all of the points of interest that we want to hit have been hit. And then if we've satisfied all of those demands by the next episode, we've got the promethium and other resources, and there's nothing left for us to do by way of storming any alien strongholds, then we'll be moving on to the next planet, whatever that happens to be. So if you want to be notified when I add the next episode, as always, you can subscribe to my channel or follow me on social media. Links for social media are always in the information section below the video. Feel free to leave your comments and feedback. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.